Reallyfe Street Stars. We in here with JT, the motherfucking owner of Empire. What it is, boy?
What's up with it? What's up with it?
Man, for all these niggas don't know, deaf, dumb, stupid, living up under a rock, man. Give these niggas a little history on how you came into the game you in.
How I came into the clothing industry?
How you came into the clothing industry,
Well,
fashion industry.
Yeah, I kind of been dibbling dabbling for a little while, just selling shirts and hats here and there since about 2016. But I really made my decision about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, to where I was really gonna try to leverage myself and get into a major position.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, man. One thing that is a daunting task is getting into the clothing business, the fashion business. A lot of people sit at home saying, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be able to own my own business. And they look at, I think I want to do clothing. A lot of people jump in the game and you don't hear about it no more.
Yeah.
What was it for you that said, this is going to be one of the things that I want to jump into and I'm going to stick to it?
Yeah. With anything in any business, it's always about persistence. Like, you got to be persistent. You got to stick with it, because, you know, with any business, you're going to always run into those pitfalls to where you really don't know what's next, what to do. You really don't know how far you're going to go. You'll kind of max out and cap out for what you believe, what your expectations are. So for me, it was just kind of like, I'm just not going to fold on what I'm trying to do. When you're operating in passion, that's what happened.
Now, of course, being in the fashion, you know, at first it just starts out as, I like being fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then it grows into something bigger. What was what was the moment you decided, like, you know, I'm finna quit supporting other brands and build my own?
It was at a point where I kind of went through some stuff with losing a lot of my material things that I really coveted, like the designers and different things like that. And once I lost that, it was kind of like, you know, I'm finna come back, but I'm gonna come back to where I'm supplying instead of, you know, being a consumer.
Now, tell us about some of the trials and tribulations that you've had with building your brand, because, you know, being black owned, you know, you deal with your people.
Yeah.
And our people tend to want everything at a discounted or free.
Yeah. I mean, the trials that I deal with, I wouldn't call it trials, because I'm kind of used to dealing with our people as far as doing business. So it's like, I want to give you that deal anyway, so you really ain't got to beg for it. So I'm going to make sure that I keep my stuff at a good price point, you know, and kind of have it to where it's like accessible to everybody. You know, I kind of have like the Walmart mentality when it comes to being able to sell in quantity and at a low price.
All right, well, let's definitely go in through there, man, because, you know, you got East Texas roots, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And, you know, it starts from the mud.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And,
Literally.
And, you know, I got family out in Palestine, Texas. I got family in Thailand. I know it's it's one thing to say I got a dream and let me see where I can start right here and see it pop. How was it for you, as far as, just because that's your hometown, trying to get them on board what you're doing? How was it for you, like, convincing your family, your friends, those around you from school who know you, like, to believe in your dream and believe in what you got going?
It's not about focusing on convincing them. It's like, if you don't get it, I'm gonna spin the block, you'll catch me next time. Like, I'm gonna keep coming until you really see what I'm saying.
So tell us about that first endeavor, as far as just you first stepping your foot in the game. Whether was it the logo, was it the coming with the idea, was it buying your first batch of clothing, or what was that first step that you took into, you know, making your empire?
The first step that I took was Empire Brim. So I kind of started with, like, you know, selling hats, like Galaxy hats and stuff like that, like, because I'm a hat guy. So I kind of started selling hats, and then that kind of put people into, like, oh, okay, I want to do it. And then people were like, oh, I want to wear that hat. Where you get that hat from? I sell this hat, you know. And then it kind of spurred into, like, okay, let me experiment with designs and logos and stuff like that.
What year we talking with the hat?
We talking like 2016.
Okay. Oh, so it's like there was a time frame where, you know, the clothing has always gone through eras with, you know, society. Like, you know, you have your throwback era, you know what I'm saying? Now it's in a situation where people are dressing more 80s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For you being like, I don't want to call it fashionista, but knowing clothing and fashion yourself, how was it for you as far as knowing exactly what you want to put out? Or was it you putting out what you wear and seeing if people gravitate towards that?
Yeah. You kind of got to pay attention to what the market is doing, you know, in other areas and other bigger cities, and, like, you know, just paying attention. And when you see trends, you just kind of, like, got to own it and, like, really believe that, like, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. And they not going to see it now, but eventually they're going to be like, kind of fly. Let me try that. And then they'll get onto it.
So when you were building this beer brand, did you have a set of people in mind? Like some people go couture, some people like, I want my shit to be real street. Like, what was your idea? Like, who did you want to? What did you want your market to be?
My concept as far as building my brand and kind of building the brand of a store is to, our people want to go to Neiman. Like our people want to be able to go into these bigger places and shop designer. So I kind of wanted to always keep it, sleek, cool, like a designer look to kind of give our people that feel without that money having to being gone.
So with that being said, you have nice shit at a reasonable price.
For sure.
When you think about what you invested versus what you want your return to be, how do you gauge that? Because of course we want to make something affordable for our people, but we ain't doing this shit for fun.
For free. At all. Yeah. I gauge that basically on just when you setting up your business, it's always kind of got to be what percentage you want on that return. You just set it at that, and if you fall short on something, you'll sell through on the others to make that gap kind of catch up.
Definitely. Now, of course, as a brand, you've embedded yourself with certain, acts, from Key Glock to Dolph.
Yeah.
How important is that? First and foremost, tell us all folks that you either kind of ran your brand by, who's been in your stores, who shopped with you, and how important is that as far as the building a market, building a brand?
You just got to basically put yourself in those positions to rub shoulders with anybody. You never know who the person is that you're dealing with. You never know what for instance, when, you guys came around or whatever, like you never know who you in contact with. You got to treat everybody as if, that's going to be your next step to the next level.
Definitely. And before we get all the way into it, I want to go ahead and tell them as far as where all are your stores located. Yeah. Let's go ahead and drop some locations just, while we're on that subject.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll start with the Longview location in Longview Mall. That was my first location. We transferred from there and went into the Lufkin Market, which is an hour or so away from Longview. And now we at the Town East location and kind of leap padding and launching into the new one.
Man, from Longview to Lufkin to Town East, man. I mean, that's stepping up.
Yeah.
How was that first opening for you as far as, trials, tribulations, just getting through that one to get to the next one?
That first one was like a dream come true because I was able to do something that nobody ever done from my community, that nobody ever done from that area, and it was kind of like it was for us. You know what I mean? It wasn't no this me or this empire. It was kind of really a we made it type standpoint. Like we really on the stage now.
Now, how easy or hard was it? Because when you think of these smaller cities, like they ain't got no drip out there.
Oh yeah. It's
so
hard.
how easy was it? Like, was it just free? Was it free bands, or was people like, this still kind of too high for our taste? What was it like?
Initially, it was kind of, we gonna support, and it's still like we gonna support, but it's kind of like you have to know the market, and you have to know when you're actually opening these businesses up or whatever, you gotta kind of know what to spend in order to get your return, because you gotta know the market. You gotta kind of study what the income is and all these other different things.
Now, when you go to select not only your brand but the brands that you choose to carry, does that weigh on you? Do you have to look at like the surrounding areas you're living in, or does that even matter?
You do have to know like the income of the median income of the community in which you're gonna handle your business in or whatever. So you will know what product to bring and what price point it needs to be at, and all these different things that don't really be on the front line to be seen.
Because you have a shirt like a Bleach Goods or something, a shirt that'll be like $80.
Yeah.
And then you like, I want to get that shit and bring it over here, and the nigga be like, $80.
I can't afford that. so what you do is you take the Bleach Good concept and you create it yourself at a cheaper rate, with a brand with no name, and just take your shot in the dark like that.
That boy on the movie Baby Boy, he was out there hustling dresses,
all-purpose dress.
Yeah, all-purpose dress. Spin game to him.
Dress.
Man, has there been that one item that you like, man, we want to go ahead and take on, but you haven't quite taken on yet? As far as I know, you got for clothes, girls, for everyone. But has there has it been that one item that you haven't jumped into yet that you want to jump into?
Yeah. I mean, it's been quite a few. You know, it's stuff that I love that nobody likes. And then it's stuff that I'm like, man, that ain't gonna sell. Everybody love it. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of one of them deals to where you gotta know in what quantity you're gonna bring in different stuff and how you're gonna usher it into the market.
Now, you know, lately the trend has been everything oversized, everything big.
Yeah.
You know, bulky shit like
Shout
that.
out to Kanye. He bringing that back,
Kanye.
man.
So, what are some shit that you bought personally that you thought was fly, but everybody's like, nigga, that shit ugly? Because for me, I had bought some Alexander McQueen's, and everybody's like, nigga, them fucking work boots. You got, but I think them hoes. But I swear, and you know, and then one time I bought some Yeezys, and I swear I was fly. My daughter she went to,
Swear
what the fuck was he? Daddy, what are those?
Yeah, yeah.
So what is one of your purses that you made it and people's like, nigga?
What are you doing? I really can't really touch into that because I honestly never really get opinion from nobody. Like I just kind of do my own thing and just kind of step in my own way, you know. So like, I mean, even if you said it was ugly or not, I'm gonna walk on past you. I'm gone, whatever.
Right. See, with me, it was like my mama and my daughter, so it was like.
Oh yeah. They don't like nothing. I mean, you don't even listen to them no more. They don't like anything, for real.
Wait, have you seen them new Yeezus Crocs?
Oh yeah.
What are your thoughts on the fucking Yeezus Crocs, man?
I mean, I love them.
Hey, he charging an arm and a leg.
But you know, but you know what? He gonna put them hoes on with something fly. Ain't gonna get a million.
Yeah, you throw you some nice little socks on, some, you know, it's a cool day.
Let's talk about clothing eras. Cause right now we kind of in the fitted era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Early on, back in the early 2000s, we was in the baggy era.
In the baggy area.
What was your favorite clothing era, like from the 80s to right now?
Really got to be the fitted. I mean, I can remember like back in, I would say 2009, right up in there, like I was already tightening my clothes up, like,
right.
You know what I mean? So everybody used to call me white boy because like, got these tight ass pants on.
Right.
You know, so, you kind of can see like, okay, well that's what they do in LA, so I'm gonna do it here.
Right.
And it's like, you know, you just kind of get ahead of the fat trends, but you know, they'll catch up eventually.
So for the young dudes coming up, what's the proper way to showcase your clothing, man? Like you go down your gram, man, your shit is popping. Make a nigga wanna, hey, I gotta shop whatever the fuck he wearing.
Yeah.
Most niggas take a picture with their little Samsung phone, they ain't looking right.
Yeah.
What's the proper way to, you know, Instagram, get that shit right, you know what I'm saying? Because the selfies ain't doing it in the mirror. That ain't doing it.
That ain't for dudes.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't doing it.
First of all,
tell them about it, man.
Me personally, I mean, it's all about opinion, but me personally, I think you should just really be you and whatever you want to do, like however you want to do it, and don't allow, you know, social esteem to kind of guide you however you want to do it. So that's the people that really get the most out of social media, is the people that's organic.
And if you want a good picture, you can go to Empire. They will take you a fly.
Oh, man, we're going to take your picture. You know what I'm saying? We're going to rub your shoulders. We're going to do whatever you need, man.
Champagne.
We'll open a roast, let you try your joints on however you need it, man, for real.
Man.
So this is, you know, this is one of those situations where we talking about colorways, right?
Yeah.
Everything's about colorways.
Yeah.
If you was to land on, there was no other Jordans left except for one pair of Jordans, which one would you run with? And if which one you run with, what colorway would you run with?
It's gonna be the candy cane 14, the white with the red on the side.
That boy went up there.
Yeah,
that boy went up there.
Sure. It's gonna be them for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Sentimental value too. That was my first name brand shoe.
Oh man.
First
man,
name brand shoe.
How'd you come across that? Like, who got it for you? Like, what was the scenario?
I had worked all summer, cutting grass, doing my thing, and I just went in. I copped them joints for school, and I trash bagged me.
Hold on.
Let me put the Walmart sack on mine.
Because I was like, nigga, my first pair of Jordans, my mama said, I ain't buying you no motherfucking Jordans. I got a job at Brahms, nigga. I can remember I stood in the line at 5 o'clock in the morning for them cool grays, nigga, patent leather.
Patent leather joints. Ooh,
nigga,
they tough.
What? Nigga had them hoes, put them hoes on in the mall, nigga, like. Nigga,
I'm here,
well,
ladies and
then
gentlemen.
what's funny about that? Right after I bought my own, she bought my next pair.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, we building the brand. We got the Empire. What made you choose Empire?
The name kind of was something I picked like a long time ago, way before the show.
Way before the show, mind you.
That's what Empire Brims was in 2016. But, you know, this time around it was kind of like, you know, I kind of was like under the gun, and it just kind of came to me like, you know, what you want to call it. Because I actually went into the mall in Longview and really didn't think that, oh, okay, I'm going to actually do it. So when I was there, you know, he kind of handed the paper and asked me for the deposit right then. I'm like, I ain't going to send this to corporate or nothing. So I just was writing on the paper, and it just wrote out Empire, and I was like, yeah, that's what we're going with.
So on top of that, as far as what made you pick your locations, as far as, of course, you know, Longview's Longview, that's, you know, that's in the area. But as far as, you know, Lufkin, Town East, like what's the strategy behind your location scouting?
The strategy for me is that, you know, first off, I want to, you know, kind of touch my people at home. And then I kind of wanted to get closer to well, you know, 936 area, kind of both sides of East Texas. So, you know, people ain't driving an hour here and an hour there. So I did that. And then I kind of, you know, my infiltration into the Dallas market was kind of on some, where can I get to where my people going to be at? You know what I mean? Like, where they going to be at consistently, like, and Town East was it. Parks was it.
Nah, definitely. Dallas is lit. And, yeah, definitely Parks.
Dallas the market. Like, you got to think.
Dallas the market.
Dallas going, like, you go to LA and tell them you from Dallas, they going to be like, oh, you from the shop.
Nah, for real.
We get busy out here. Like, we get busy.
I go out to LA and tell them, hey, this from Dallas. This custom. You got to go to Dallas to get it.
Yeah.
Shit, shop Empire, goddamn.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, you know, this Real Life Street Star, so we got to ask as far as what was the craziest, if you could say it on camera, what's the craziest thing someone ever tried to do to get some Empire clothing, or, you know, everybody want the hookup, everybody want to try to do whatever to get whatever. What's the crazy situation where someone just try to get the hookup on you, man? Like, hey.
I mean, to be completely honest, man, I haven't really had no crazy nothing go on. Yeah, cause it's when you doing it from a different level, and, you know, people respect you on a different level. Like, I haven't had nobody try to steal that I know of. I got employees that walk out with stuff. That's about it.
Yeah, cause bro,
like, you know, you paid for that.
Like, hold up, cause, you know, bro, when you fuck with your people, and we love our people, but they put the shirt on and then they just leave, like, damn, bitch.
I mean,
I was gonna say that.
Yeah. I mean, but you, yeah. But I mean, when you know that's a possibility,
right? You
kind of play away from that by, you know, being up and close and personal, like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to go in the, you know, Ross and Steele when I was a kid, so I know what was going on. So I know what you look like when you're ready to do something.
Say, he used to be the nigga looking at niggas like,
I
see you, goddamn.
Yeah, you look like me, boy. I see you.
He's about to run out this motherfucker. Now, it does take time for, you know, one, to celebrate our own successes when we do this, man.
Yeah.
You recently had a birthday, man. It was lit. I mean, definitely celebrating the birth of JT, man. How often you get a chance to celebrate your successes, man, as far as to take a stop and look back at, man, I'm really at this moment right here.
Yeah.
How often you get that?
I mean, I live every day like it's pretty much, you know, celebrating life. I'm thankful for being here or whatever. I don't really take a lot of time to, like, go out of town and celebrate like that, because there's always some hustle to be done. It's always some more brands to discover or some work to be done. And like, the most important part of a flight is the takeoff. You know, and right now I'm still in the takeoff period of my brand. I ain't got it to the Jimmy Jazz level or the, you know, the pure level and the places that I want to be. Like, right now I'm kind of just scratching the surface. Like, I got some big ambitions to really go some places. So I'm really trying to work.
So, you know, you have a lot of customers, the whole city fucking with you. But, you know, everybody can't dress. And, you know, it's just a fact. It happens. It's like a nigga come in there, buy his shit, he put it on, it just don't look, it ain't gonna look right. How often does it happen that somebody just come in there and buy some shit, and you see them, like, maybe on the gram where they tag the page, and it's like.
Yeah. Hey, it's crazy because you have them people, you be like, hey, bro, this gonna go good with your shoes, or boom, this gonna go, and they be like, no, I wanna wear this, and it don't really, like, I don't know if you colorblind or, you feel me, but it's about the confidence in which, and when I actually one situation happened like that, when I saw him take the picture, I was like, okay, I kind of get where you was trying to go. You know, it was just the confidence that he took the picture in, but it was like, man, I ain't really, you know.
So for a young player, we got a lot of young niggas on our channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
That is still trying to figure themselves out. For them, they trying to highlight a little young tenderoni in the area.
Yeah.
They trying to just jump fly, but they don't quite know
You
what
can't
to.
get it unless you got on Empire gear anyway.
Yeah, right, facts.
That's first
facts.
off.
First of all, pull up
bet.
to Empire.
Yeah,
But what would
yeah.
you tell them as far as what's most important as far as shoes, pants, belt, shirt, hat, jacket? What should they focus on when they trying to jump fly? For a young lady they trying to impress.
You're gonna have to keep your shoes clean for sure.
Got to.
They looking down first.
The shoes gotta be clean. But once your shoes clean, you gotta wear the clothes properly. Like you can have on the same outfit and not have it on right, and you done. You just gotta wear it properly. And it's the confidence in which you wearing it though. Like you can make somebody else think that's clean just by how you present it on you. Like, yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
So now that you have your stores and you're building the brand, what's next? Do you have any ambitions as far as outside of fashions, or is this a lane that you think that you good in?
I'm good in this. I'm a person that I kind of like really get aggressive in a lot of different areas. So I want to build my portfolio as far as like residual income that don't really require time and stuff like that. But fashion is it. Like I'm gonna rock with this for a while. You see what Damon John did? He on Shark Tank.
And I asked that because you in your shit. Like you walk into your store, you're there.
Yeah, I'm here.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of time when you see a boss, they just kind of let the business run themselves.
Nah, you don't do that.
When you look into like creating a particular type of garment, like, okay, this is what I'm gonna go to next. What kind of influences do you think of when you go into, okay, this is what I'm finna drop, this is what I'm finna put out, this is how I'm finna push it?
Yeah, like right now, even in fashion right now, like I'm kind of working with one of my partners, my business partners, on a new brand, and it's gonna be like a high-end luxury brand. So it's gonna have like some real high-end stuff. Like we're gonna try to be high enough to where we can get into Neiman and get into all these other high-end markets too. So I mean, just being able to touch these other different bases of all levels of fashion is where I'm trying to be. Like right now, I'm kind of at a level to where I'm helping my people and catering to my people. And once that is kind of on autopilot, I kind of get into like higher levels of fashion.
That's real, man. And speaking of higher levels of fashion, again, you're a stylist yourself. If there was any artist, dead or alive, that you could style, what I'm saying, if they gave you the option to say, hey man, get me right, who would that be as far as an honor for you to make sure they drip is right?
Make sure they right. We talking Dallas, or we talking like?
We talking dead or alive, anybody as an artist, any artist.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite artist would be Gotti or Ross or somebody. Ooh. Somebody that really be talking that.
Styling Ross, he said.
Talking that untrapped talk.
Yeah,
talking that.
Styling Gotti.
Yeah. But if we talking Dallas, if we talking,
you
know what I'm saying, I would have to kind of get into like, I mean, Chief a big, I remember bagging into Taco Bell at younger days and jamming that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Chief.
And he came with the style, so you gotta come with the shit.
Style. He was a drip guy then, so yeah.
Nah, for real.
I never really grew up with idols though, so.
For real. So, but you're walking amongst idols. So when it comes to, your brand, your store, who would you like to see? If you was like, not saying, I don't want to say starstruck because that's a word that like
for
to
sure,
use.
for sure.
But who would you like to see shopping in? Like damn, I'm at a level to where I got this person shopping with me.
Yeah.
Who would you like to see walking through your aisles? Just peeking at clothes.
I mean, I ain't trying to shy away from that question, but it's kind of like I get more satisfaction seeing regular people in there. You feel what I'm saying? Like it ain't really the level of social esteem in which the internet give you or the rap game give you or the money that's in your pocket. Like I want to be able to see the smile on the kid face that's 16, like, dang, we got this here in my community. Boom. Or I'm helping other brands. Like I'm really big on touching the people that I feel that don't get that recognition.
And I want to get into that because I was in your store and I watched you give a young man a job.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just off, hey, you know, come
Yeah.
get you some money.
Because he could be somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit talk about that, like what you feel like your responsibility is as far as helping your community.
My responsibility right now is to be on this platform, to be in this position, to be able to evoke change into different communities and create a different train of thought for young black men like myself is big. You know what I mean? Like my duty to my people and to young brothers that, I mean, I come from the dirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like to be able to give them hope, that's what it's about. Like what? Baby saying that Rags to Riches remix.
Nah, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
That talk to a lot of people. Real talk. So what are you looking for, like, as far as employees that work for you? What do you personally look for in them to say, yeah let's go and get them?
I look for that dog, that hunger. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you gotta believe in the brand just as much as I do. You know, I was actually having a conversation today with my girl. Like, you know, I really believe that, you know, I want somebody to be hungry beside me, and I'm not accepting like, oh, they ain't nobody gonna treat it like you gonna treat it. What? Yeah. Like, nah, for real. You gotta treat everything like it's the last. Like, you gotta get busy.
So who would you say is your competition, if anybody?
LeBron ain't listening to the crowd when he balling. You hear me? You hear me? Like, when you getting busy, like you gotta be tunnel vision, and anything that they doing, that's what they doing. Yeah, I ain't, you know, you can put it next to me. Yeah, I'm doing. I'm still I'm focused. Yeah.
Now, you know, when you get fly, you know what I'm saying, you go places, and you know sometimes you have too much fun.
Yeah.
Tell us about the time you fucked up a fit and you only got to wear it that one fucking time.
Man, look, so it was probably like 2 years ago. Yeah. I was kind of shopping or whatever, you know, meeting somebody. I had met somebody and boom, I was kind of coerced into buying this shirt that I really didn't want to buy. It was like $1,700 a shirt or something. Man, I ripped the arm out that shirt 2 hours into the night. I ain't never wore it again. I actually saw T.I. in the same shirt though.
Ah, that's real. That's real.
I got a picture though. I had to hold my arm down, you know. I got the picture in that joint though.
So I want to get your status and your opinion on, you know, Mayweather. He might be fighting his last fight come February 20th. Let's say you in Vegas, you getting ready for the fight. It's, you know, Vegas is a good 70-degree weather in Vegas. Yeah. What's the fit that you put on to go out fight night? You know what I'm saying? What you rocking?
Me personally, I'm gonna probably put on some Yeezys, and of course I'm gonna get Empire down, man. Let them know. Cause we can go anywhere with that Empire, yeah.
And one more question. Let's say Trump say, I'm trying to go out with a bang. I need you to come style me from head to toe, man. You gonna go style Trump out for his exit the White House?
I don't even know who that is, bro.
Thanks.
I honestly don't even know who that is.
You don't even know that man.
I don't even know who homie is.
You got any shout outs, brother?
Man, just shout out to everybody that's just supported me up until this point. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that done shot with me, done gave me good energy, done prayed for me, shared anything I posted. Anybody that's really genuinely behind the movement, even if you're not, man, I really appreciate you too, and I hope you come with it too.
That's real, man. As far as for those that want to follow you, get at you, man. Get at the Empire brand clothing line. How can they get at you? How can they get at you personally? Yeah. How can they get at Empire?
On IG, I'm Big JT, BIGG.JT. Don't forget the 2 G's either. Facebook, JT Thomas, and Empire Clothing TX on all platforms.
That's real. And just real quick, I want to ask you, man, as of now, man, when you putting on, you know, the Flyers gear, you on the Empire Clothing, you put on your fit, trying to get right. What music you listening to get you, you know, in your mode, in your mood to get out? What you fucking with?
We definitely playing All In by Lil Baby.
There you go, man.
You can't get no poor performance, you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, man, JT, man, Empire Clothing, Empire the brand, Empire the motherfucking store. Man, we appreciate you for giving our people a place they can go shop and get fly for something affordable. Town East right now, East Texas, Lufkin, all that good shit. Finna be parks, finna be over there, finna be LA, all that good shit.
Finna
man.
be H-Town, finna be Lennox
H-Town,
Mall.
finna be ATL.
You know what I'm saying? Finna be Mall of
Man.
America in Minneapolis. I'm talking big, man.
Hey man, and we going all the way up, brother. Not only are you Empire, but you're a real life street star.
Real life street stars. We are the streets. Make sure you ring that bell and subscribe to get the latest interviews and music videos.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move. Hey.